Hello learners, welcome to the fifth week of our first quarter. So our topic for this week is about rational numbers. So here I am again, your math teacher, Sir J. Remember that when we change fractions to decimals, divide the numerator by the denominator. When decimal is converted to fraction, divide the decimal by power of 10. For instance, 0.5 or 5/10 to change to fraction, write the decimal as it is read. 0.5 or 5/10 is read as 5/10. Hence in fraction, it is 5 over 10, then reduced to lowest term. So for your learning test 1, translate the given statements into fractions and decimals. Number 1, 2/10. Number 2, 3/5. Number 3, 125 thousandths. Number 4, 1/4. And number 5, 700ths. Rational numbers are numbers which can be written as quotient of two integers a over b, where b is not equal to 0. Any rational number can be expressed in fraction form or decimal form. Note that b must not be equal to 0 because if the denominator is equal to 0, the fraction is being called as undefined. Wala pong fraction na ang denominator ay 0. Converting fraction into decimal form is simply dividing the numerator by the denominator. So let us express 4 over 5 in decimal form. So our given here is 4 over 5. We have to divide 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 is equal to 0. Then we have to add decimal point. So align with the dividend and the quotient. So that is 4.0 and 0. So that would be equal to 40 if we are going to divide. So 40 divided by 5 is equal to 8. Therefore, the answer is 0.8 or 8/10. Therefore, 4/5 is equal to 8/10. A decimal is expressed to fraction form by using its digits, disregarding the decimal point as the numerator and selecting the correct power of 10 as the denominator. The fraction is then expressed in simplest form. Express 0.8 in fraction form. Our solution is 0.8 is equal to 8/10. Because 0.8 is written as 8/10 because the decimal place is tenths. So 8 over 10 is equal to 4 over 5. Why? Because we are writing it down into simplest form. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. So if you are going to divide 8 by 2, you should divide 10 by 2 also. So therefore, 0.8 is equal to 4/5 or 8/10 is equal to 4/5. To add or subtract similar fractions, add or subtract the numerator and copy the common denominator. Reduce to lowest term if necessary. So reduce 3 over 8 plus 1 over 8 equals 4 over 8. Therefore, we are going to add the numerator, that is 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And we have to copy the common denominator, which is 8. So to reduce lowest term, so we have to divide 4 by 4, that is equal to 1. 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. Therefore, 3 over 8 plus 1 over 8 is equal to 1/2. The same with subtraction. So 4 over 6 is equal to 4 over 6 minus 2 over 6 equals 2 over 6 because 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Then copy the denominator, which is 2 over 6. 2 over 6 divided by 2, that must be equal to 1/3 because 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 6 over divided by 2 is 3. So 4 over 6 minus 2 over 6 is simply equal to 1/3. To other subtract fractions with different denominators or dissimilar fractions, change them to equivalent fractions by finding the least common denominator or the LCD. Then apply the rules in adding, subtracting fractions with the same denominator. So we have to find the LCD since given here the LCD is equal to 12. because the multiples of 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and the multiples of 6 is 6, 12, 18, 24. So our LCM is 12, therefore that must be used to find the LCD. So 12. So how are we going to find the values of the question marks given? So that is 12 divided by 4. We have to divide the denominator by the LCD by the denominator and multiply it by the numerator. So 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So that must be 9. So again, 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So therefore that is 2. So the givens now are 9 over 12 plus 2 over 12, which is equal to 11 over 12, because 9 plus 2 is equal to 11. So copy the common denominator, which is 12. So therefore 3 over 4 plus 1 over 6 is equal to 11 over 12. So the same with subtraction. So 4 over 8 minus 5 over 12 is equal to, our LCD is 24, because the multiples of 8 is 8, 16, 24. The multiples of 12 is 12, 24. Therefore, the LCM is 24. So 24 divided by 8 is 3 times 4 is equal to 12. That's it. 24 divided by 12 is equal to 2 times 5. That is 10. So that's it. So 12 minus 10 is equal to 2. Therefore, the answer is 2 over 24, because we have to copy the denominator, which is 24. So 2 over 24 becomes 1 over 12, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Therefore, we can say that 4 over 8 minus 5 over 12 is equal to 1 over 12. To multiply rational numbers in fraction form, simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So all you have to do is look at the numerators, look at the denominators. So numerators is the upper part of the subtraction of the fraction, and denominator is the lower part of the fraction. So 3 times 5 is equal to 15. 4 over 6 is equal to 24. We have to reduce to lowest term, that is 5 over 8, because 15 divided by 3 is 5. 24 divided by 3 is equal to 8. Therefore, 3/4 times 5 over 6 is equal to 5/8. Next, to multiply mixed numbers, we have to express it into improper fractions. How are we going to express mixed numbers into improper fractions? So we have to multiply the denominator by the whole number. So this is the denominator and the whole number. Then add the numerator. Then copy the denominator. So 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is equal to 9. Therefore, the answer is 9 over 4. Next, 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4, that is 34 over 6. Our solution now is 9 over 4 times 34 over 6. So the answer must be 306 over 24. And we are going to reduce it to lowest term. So 306 divided by 6 is 51, and 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4. Or expressing this improper fraction into mixed fraction or mixed number, it becomes 12 and 3 over 4. So if we are going to divide 51 by 4, the answer must be 12, and the numerator would be the remainder, which is 3. And the denominator would still be the same. Therefore, 2 and 1/4 times 5 and 4 over 6 is equal to 12 and 3/4. To divide rational numbers in fraction form, you take the reciprocal of the second fraction, called the divisor, and multiply it by the first fraction. So in this symbol given, so a over b, this one, a over b divided by c over d is equal to a over v. We have to reciprocate the divisor. So yung c over d magiging d over c, then magiging multiplication. Therefore, the answer would be the product of a and d and the over the product of b and c, where b and c are not equal to 0. Kahit isa lang po sa kanila, halimbawa si b naging 0 or si z naging 0, hindi na po siya pwede, because the product of two numbers, the product of 0, or any number multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, the denominator becomes 0, which is undefined. So divide 4 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. So our solution is 4 over 5 times 3 halves. So yung 2 over 3 magiging 3 over 2. Magiging baligtad. So we have to multiply the numerators, then the denominators. So 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. So 12 over 10, that must be 12 divided by 2 is 6. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we have to reduce to lowest term. Next, so for your learning task 2, you have to perform the indicated operations. 3 over 7 plus 9 over 14. All you have to do is find the LCD, then proceed to addition. Number 2, ganun din, LCD. Number 3, ganun din, LCD, while they are addition. So number 4 and 5, ganun din, nahanapin din si LCD, then subtraction naman sila. So for number 6, that is multiplication. So multiply 3 by 4 over multiply 7 by 5. Next, number 7, isa pong negative. So, isang positive, isang negative. The answer must be negative. So, ganun din ang gagawin. 5 times 5 equals over 8 times 3 equals. Then, lalagyan lang po ng negative kasi negative ang sagot. Number 8, 3 over 4 divided by 2 over 5. So, ang gagawin po, babaligtarin natin si 2 over 5. So, magiging 5 over 2. Tapos, magiging multiplication. So, that is 3 over 4 times 5 over 2. For number 9, 9 over 10 divided by negative 4 over 5. Ganun din mangyayari. Babaligtarin si negative 4 over 5. Hindi po siya magiging positive ha. Babaligtarin lang natin yung pwesto ng numerator and denominator. So, magiging multiplication. Magiging 9 over 10 times negative 5 over 4. So, ganun din. I-multiply natin yung numerators, then yung denominators, tapos lalagyan ng negative sign. So, for number 10, 3 and 6 over 7 times 2 and 2 over 5. O gagawin nating improper fraction. So, 7 times 3, that is 21 plus 6, that is 27. Magiging 27 over 7. Times 5 times 2, that is 10. Plus 2 is equal to 12. And that would be 12 over 5. So, again, always remember, enjoy learning, don't be stressed, and don't be pressured. So, wait for my second video for this topic. That's all for today. Goodbye.